So hey, what's up, guys? I've gotten a lot of questions on this little guy. This is my son's little eBay monster truck, and I've been getting a lot of questions about the transmission on it because it's got the bigger motor. So a lot of people are interested in using this for their crawlers and builds or whatever. And just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So in case that you are thinking about using this, you kind of have an idea what you're getting into. As far as size goes, it's slightly bigger than the Losi transmission. This is what the transmission looks like when you take it out of the microcrawler. It's kind of wide compared to the Sumo, but really small. Got that little tiny motor. This one's one of those 90 turn Predator motors. Really strong for its size, like really strong. Anyways, I'll put this one right here, kind of give you a view of what they look like side to side, if I can get some good light on it. So you can see they're just about the same size. The Losi and the eBay monster truck. What you're gonna see the difference is they both have the motor on the same placement, but this little eBay motor is much bigger. There you go. So if you're thinking about getting this guy, yeah, it's gonna have a lot more power, but you're also gonna have to fit that bigger motor wherever you're gonna fit it, I guess. Come on, better view. Alright. So it's a wider transmission. I mean, it's longer, I guess, to fit that bigger motor. And even though it is that big and it's got a bunch of gears in there, it doesn't really gear that motor down too much because it's really fast, as you can see from the videos. So this one might not work too well with this motor setup on the Sumo unless you get a slower motor to put in there, because it's super fast, and with the axles on the Sumo, which are known to be faster than the ones in the Losi, are going to make it extremely fast unless you're trying to build something really fast. All I can think of to be able to use this guy, other than the size and whatever, is this. This is a problem. These are the drive shafts on it. They're just regular dog bones, axles, I guess, that they've used from something else or whatever. They're really nice in that they're not going to break. I mean, you're going to have to use a lot of power to be able to break these. But they're not telescoping, so if you're going to do any kind of articulation, this is not going to work out for you guys. It's going to come out the little socket in there. So there's not a whole lot of articulation you'll be able to get out of these guys. So, suggestions. Do the same thing I did on my servo motor experiments that I was doing, where I was using the actual servo as a transmission. Just run a shaft through the center. See, it goes all the way through. It's got to be 3 millimeters, and then just solder it in there or glue it in there, however you want to do it. If you want to do something that's not going to be permanent, then go right ahead and do that. Make sure it has a little bit of it coming out the end, and then all you got to do is just kind of use something to make a flat spot on one of the sides, so that you could put this piece in there. That little piece right there, it's got a little flat side on it to where it fits in the shaft that's coming out of this transmission. Same thing here. So if you do that, you'll be able to use this transmission with these drive shafts instead of this, and it should be able to work quite well. I mean, you're gonna break a lot of these because it's got so much power, but it'll work well. Also, this is running on 3.7 volts, so even at that low voltage, it's extremely fast. So yes, you need a slower motor if you want to crawl with this transmission. You get a little more options on the Losi because you get to change the spur and all that kind of stuff in there, because they sell different number of two for whatever. But this one's kind of expensive. This car right here is only $40. You get transmission, you get some really nice axles that you can start tinkering with. I mean, really nice for the price. They're really good. And they have the behind the axle steering. This setup you're gonna have to play with because it's kind of flimsy, but it's behind the axle steering. It's got the one link in the middle, so you'll be able to, maybe come up with something to make it 2 links on top and 2 on the bottom, so you make a true 4-link suspension. It's got different points to put your shocks. It's kind of cool. It works out. I mean, I like it. It's really strong. It's taken a lot of abuse and nothing has happened to it. Nothing has broken. With the exception of that little cup right there, which I don't like, but I'll fix that with the shaft, like I said before. But really good axles. I mean, a couple of axles that you get. You get a good transmission. ESC can handle that motor no problem, and it's running on 3.7 volts, so you could use a really big milliamp hour battery for it. I brought this guy just to kind of show you the difference between the Sumo transmission and this transmission. Not really a good comparison. I guess not fair comparison, because this one, they're really wide because they have all those big gears in there. This one, on the other hand, super skinny. So that's why I've stuck to using this one on my Spider Sumo that I've made, because the body that I made is so tiny that in order to fit my batteries I have to put them on the sides of this transmission. So if I was to use this on my Spider, I wouldn't be able to get away with that. But anyways, I like this transmission better than that one. It takes a lot more abuse. This one, on the other hand, I think it's going to take even more abuse than this one, from what I've seen my son hit it with. Anyways, pretty much, like I said, same size as the Aussie, a little bit fatter in this way, and it's already come with the big motor in there. You can go to RC Crawlers and have Denali make you a 180 motor, which is a little bit longer than this guy, because he doesn't make the 130s anymore. He makes the 180s because they're stronger and cheaper, so why the hell would you do a 130? Anyways, he makes the 180s, which is longer, same width, and you can fit it in there and put make it as fast as you need it to be, and pretty much use that. He also has adapter plates to put those big motors into these transmissions if you have a lossy and you want to use that, whatever, just whatever you want. Anyways, that's what it is, guys. Put a little shaft through it, you'll be able to use it for your micros. I think it'll be able to take a lot of abuse, and should be kind of cool. Let me see if I can show you the insides real quick. Hopefully I don't make a mess. Come on. I've already taken the bolts out. Okay. That's what that looks like inside. Bunch of little gears. The only metal one is the one from the motor. 8 tooth pinion. Now I guess if you were to be able to, no, that's gonna work. I guess you're stuck with that pinion. Everything is fixed in that position, so unless you get a slower motor, you're not gonna be able to slow this guy down. So for it to work, you need slower motors. You're not gonna be able to mess with the gear ratios on the transmission itself. It doesn't seem to allow for that. Metal on the inside apparently, plastic on the outside, so soldering this might be a bit of a problem. You might melt it. Try using some kind of glue. The 3mm shaft seems to be able to fit in there, so I think that's the best way to go. Don't solder it. I think you're gonna melt it. Just got a little press right there. Alright. Simple design, but it works. Works very well. Let me see what this is. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, so this little guy right here, that's the safety. That little spring right there, when this guy gets caught somewhere and you're putting too much torque into it, that spring actually collapses and goes over a little notch. That's a pretty ingenious design. I like it. That's why my son hasn't been able to break any of these teeth. That little guy has been saving the transmission. That is a great idea. Love it. Anyway, let me see if I can put it back in there. Oh, come on. Yeah, I made a mess. For those that are wondering, my son does not know I'm doing this to his RC truck. He's not going to be too happy if he sees it in this condition, I'm sure. But I'll build it back up for him. Oh, shoot. Alright, there it goes. And then that goes there. Anyway, that was a quick view. If you guys got any questions, let me know. I'm going to put all this back together, but if I have to take it apart, I'll do it. Anyways, seems like it's going to work for whatever you guys want to do. Shoot me out some messages. Alright, thanks.